Hello, here's a video in which I, Nick, will show you an overview of my Lego Bionicle MOC. Well, you'll see which one it is. You will understand when you see it. So, here is Tahu, the original Tahu, like the first Bionicle ever released. Part of the first series and the main character of the first series, so he's kind of the first Bionicle was released. So many Bionicle fans got used to this specific character because it was the first one and he was just the most original Bionicle. So a lot of you would have liked to see him back sometime later, and just with newer parts, with more motion, and just a better update of him. So we got one in the Star series, but this one is, in some the opinion of some, a little bit too different. I think this one couldn't replace or update this one. It is the ones who really specifically liked this set still like this one more than this one. And there are multiple reasons for that. At first, this one is a lot more breakable. It has breakable parts, and it is not quite a whole lot more of motion, because the places where this one can move are actually the same, only because of the use of ball joints at the right spot and ball cups at the right spot. There is a little bit more movement, but knees are still not able to move, and shoulders are still not able to move. And some guys just really like to have a fully moving, updated, original Tahu, which is not a stars, but just this Tahu in this form, not in a stars form, not with breakable sockets and with moving knee joints and stuff, and just the same size, because Tahu stars is a little bit shorter. So I created one. So where it is right inside here. So without taking it apart, except with the mask, because that's also what you do with the original one, you can put it into the original canister of Tahu. So here's the hat, and you'll see what I made. Look at this. I made an updated original Tahu in its original form, with more motion, more places to move it, more movable joints and stuff, and it still looks like what he has been. Here is my version, and here is the original one. So the actual only thing that doesn't really work out at the moment is the color scheme. But besides the color scheme, this one is just already done. So let's take a little look at this one closer. So what I did is give it, because I needed to work small with still Bionicle style and still a lot of motion, I had to have a lot of little technic parts which are sticking out, and I'm not really a fan of that, but it has to be like this, or otherwise it wouldn't work out. So the most annoying are these here, but I mean, you get used to it when you got him. I mean, it doesn't really get in the way of its arm motion, because the knee itself already does. So it's not really a problem. I mean, it kinda has a more robotic look to it, even though I took away a lot of robotic stuff. It looks really Technic Beam-like, and it doesn't look really Bionicle-like, and it also doesn't look Hero Factory-like, just it does look Technic Beam-like. A little bit of Hero Factory small parts, but these are just the basic parts, which actually should have been introduced in Bionicle already, but it didn't happen like that. But let's take a more close look. So what I did is still use the original torso, feet, and mask and hat. I did change the hands because I don't really understand what this has to mean, and I don't really know replacement, and it didn't really work out putting this hand on here, and there wasn't a hand here, and I didn't really understand what the meaning of this was, so I gave him symmetrical arms with normal hands, and an alternate fire sword, which is made of the newest parts you can make a fire sword with. But it is still around the same size. So here we go. The arms and the legs, this part from here to here, are the same build, except of there is these little things that need to resemble kind of ankle. I don't really know what this part of moving is. An ankle, no, heel, no, I don't really know. But I think I'll just add a little pop-up. It needs to resemble the same thing introduced with the Clitorian Legions. These little things you put just on the lower legs, just above the feet, to fill it in here. And I really think this would look extremely alright and nice if it had just the right colors. I didn't do that here. I could have done that, so it still resembles this. But I preferred having it skinny, also because it didn't have this hand anymore and just had normal hands. But it also does resemble the shape of the original legs. Look, these things need to resemble this here. This. And here is a new knee joint. They are around the same size. Maybe there's a half stud difference, but the overall idea of having the same size did work out, and it still uses its original torso, so it still has some ball cups here, but now it has double ball cups, so it can also move around the hips. So the actual only thing I changed about the hips is putting it on ball joint, so it can move like this. Even if these legs are still used, the hips will be able to do this. And if you want, and I gave him knee movement, so if you now move the black forward and then bend the knee, you will not bend it on multiple places. It was hard to get that to work out, but now you can just move it like it is a normal leg to forward and backward. And because it stops here, you don't get weird poses. And it can still move to the side like his original one could. So this actually is a really it's a real tricky build. It's extremely tricky. I had to think a lot about how to have this work out, but with using the exact same, with not replacing points of movement, but just adding them in such a way that you can actually have it move naturally. Well, that's just what I went for. It is like that. It uses a lot of different tricks and balling tricks which haven't been used anywhere else, but just here. So just a little closer look. You can do it like this. You can do it like this. You can also do it like this. And you can do it like this. You can even do this here. But it starts to get to look a little bit weird, but this is just based on what the original could do. The original could also do this. So this will be his original pose with one of the legs like so. And so I made the hips ball cups actually part of the upper legs, and still made them being hips. This just, it moves naturally, and it also moves pretty easy. I think this one can actually take more poses than the current style of bowling or bowling bionicles, and it can actually it's just at least just as simple of moving and posing it. The feet just pose normal like this. They need to get it needs to get inside of here to make the feet go forward. So I still have these things here, but it wouldn't stop the feet. Instead, the feet will go into it, to the shape of the legs. And so I could have the shape of the legs and the feet working out. So now we go to the torso. Torso is just a simple metal torso with the ball, and then I took out all the gears and stoppers and I don't know whatever what kind of stuff. Oh, I do know, but whatever more. I took all of it out of there, and I just put in a ball joint and a little stuff to fill it in to make him able to move his neck, a head, his neck and head, just with one little ball joint. You can just move all the way around like you will want a head to move. And it can move like so, it can move like so, it can move down, up, and combining these things, you can do this. And the little sticking in, not sticking out, but just sticking in axles, points of axles, don't get in the way of it moving. They are just at the right spots, so this just works out. And I still had a little tiny gear and a little technique stopper, just to give him his original look of having a gear on the back. If you look at it like this, you can see the gear. You can still move it, but there is no reason to move it, but I like it to be on there. And then we go to the shoulders. The shoulders, the original shoulder, you can only do this. Forward, not to the side. You can do this. And if they have a gear, they can also do that. So, if they have a gear, they have multiple ways of moving. They can move like so and so. So I took out this movement, and instead, I gave it this movement. With some technique and a ball joint, and again a double ball cup here. So it can move like that, and it can also still move like so, with the original ball and ball cup combination on its original place. If you fully move it to here, this here is just on the same spot as this here. But now it can also move his elbows. So it can do it forward, it can pose his chest forward by moving his arms, or I don't know. I'll show you the matrix of leadership. Look at my little ball I got on my chest. Or I am a hero, like that. This pose. You can take this pose. I'm a hero. Just by doing his arms like this. The arms are a little bit thicker than I wanted. I wanted them to be a little bit thicker here, but I couldn't afford that, and this way it just looks nicer. So he got normal hands. I could have put these hands on here, but they wouldn't stick into here because here is a thicker axle than normally. So that just didn't work out. I mean, if this had a normal axle, then I would have liked it to have the original hand with a little bit more movement. I could get into the axles, but that was just impossible. So you have normal hands. So it can do this, 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 this. It can just do everything you would want. He can touch his mask. He can hit off his own mask. There's actually a little bit more movement than normal action figures these days. You can also put his arms upwards fully, and you can do this here. You can still take these pose like he does now. But now you can also do here and here and here. He doesn't have the ability to move this forward, this piece, which he could do only if he had the gear. Because that wasn't necessary, because this could already move forward. Now you've got two ways to move forward, and I took out one way and put the way in to move sidewards. And then we go to the sword, and the sword is just based on something I saw on the internet. I saw an updated Tahu, which used the rocket, the jet rocket, the thingy, just this thing, part from the Mystica, as the handle, or the place where the fire comes out of from the sword. But he used the original stars flame, and I used this Hero Factory flame because it was the right size in comparison to his original flame. And then just some little details on it, just some spiky details, because, well, I just like to have that on there. So this is my updated original Tahu. You can just take any pose the original one could, and he can just take much more poses than the original could. He can even take more poses than the Stars Tahu can. He is just the most movable Tahu ever, I think. And just in an awesome pose right now. Let them all take the same pose for you to see what that will look like. It would look like so with the original one, and it would look like so with the Stars Tahu. So now it's just a question, which one do you like the best? Let me know in the comments. Then I'll just say thanks for watching. I'll be taking apart my Tahu, but I won't forget how it's built. So if I ever get the right parts in the right colors and just more parts, I will rebuild him. But right now he's using a lot of ball joints, which are actually used in my other MOCs. So I need to take him apart to put him to rebuild my other older MOCs you've seen in videos, because I don't want to take these apart just for this guy. And then I can also clean the mess in my room, because they can't stand up anymore, and standing up is really useful for them to be cleaned up and stored away. So that's it. Don't forget to subscribe to see new overviews of these original MOCs, and to see a lot of Hero Factory. As you can see, there's Hero Factory in here, and a lot of Bionicle MOCs. Sometimes I will try to once in a while post a game video as soon as I understand how to really make game videos. So if you got any tips or hints or help for me to start up a little some game videos on my channel, just let me know in the comments how you do that stuff. And I will also try to post some animations, just some cartoon stuff, which I made by myself. So thanks for watching, and then I'll see you again soon. Just bye. Bye.